Okay, we have Jill Anderson with us today, and Jill has the business of Stop Shooting Yourself.
Yes.
And Jill, I'll tell you what, that's quite a creative name. So you need to tell us what that is all about and how you came up with the name.
Oh, good morning. Thanks for having me, Greg. This is really exciting. Yeah, so I am a coach, I am a speaker, and I learned through a lot of life experience that a lot of what was holding me back were these shoulds and expectations in my life. So stop shoulding yourself was something that my mom used to tell me when I was younger, and I didn't really get it until I was a little bit older and wiser. And I love the name because if you say it fast, it sounds a little naughty and it makes people stop and be like, "Did she just say that? Did she what? Did I hear that right?" It's like a little, yeah, but that's kind of the point. So yeah, so my I have a podcast with the same name, and I just love spreading the word about expectations and how sneaky they are and how they you can find them in every little crevice of your life in business, in your relationships with yourself. They're everywhere, and so there's a lot of good work that I love to do with clients, just around clearing those things out and helping them just live more clearly, more fulfilled, and with more focus. So
Okay. How long have you had the business going?
we've been going about 2 years. Me, about 2 years. Yep. So I've just in the probably last 6 months or so really been ramping up and working on it full time. So it's been really exciting.
Congratulations.
Thank
So
you.
tell us who would be an ideal client for you? Who is a person if they're having whatever thoughts or feelings
Sure.
or how should they or why should they make your phone ring?
Oh, great question. If you're feeling, I like to describe it as restlessness in a way. Some people describe it as feeling stuck. For me, it really came up as a feeling of, okay, I've checked all the boxes. I did all the things I was supposed to do, all the things I should do. And I'm still kind of like, like where's this happiness, this fulfilled feeling that I was promised at the end of the grocery list. So I think if you can identify with those feelings. I love also working with people who know they're ready to make the leap, if it's in an entrepreneurial venture or something like that, and they just need some extra objective support. I also find that really, really great. So I think mostly it's coaching is just a very profound experience. I think I'm sure you know that same feeling of just being that objective party for people to really air out the things that maybe they're even afraid to say to themselves, and to really dig into those things, and or just give them the space to express it so that they really get to live this one shot human experience in the most alive way they can.
Okay, very good. Thank you.
Yeah.
So last year was a crazy year, as we all know, and that would have been your second year in business, if I'm reading my
Hmm.
notes correctly here. So tell us, what did COVID do to your business? How did it affect your business? What changes did you have to make, and how you did business last year? Just tell us all about last year and COVID.
Yeah. So it's kind of funny in coaching. I remember having a little blurb on my website saying, and we meet over Zoom, which is like Skype, only better. Thinking, oh my gosh, I have to explain. People have never heard what Zoom is. And now that's a household name. It's almost like Googling, it's become its own beast. So I think from a coaching standpoint, it was actually helpful to streamline just the way that I coach in general, from just meeting people in a more um, just getting them familiar with the process that we've been using for a very long time. I think it really helped people, it forced them to stop and really think about the things that they wanted to get out of their lives, or that they were forced into these very challenging areas of transition. So in a way, from a coaching standpoint, it really was a big opportunity to connect with people in a different way, or in a way that I've had that experience of my own, and maybe this forced people into that experience a little bit faster, as far as being uncomfortable, feeling like they needed support, or, really needing help navigating all of these transitions. So in all honesty, it wasn't a huge hindrance on my end of things. From a speaking standpoint, much like what we're doing, we just get used to showing up on webcams and engaging with people online. So I think I was rolling with the same punches as everybody else, but it was a great way to open the discussion about what people are really going through. So it was kind of a common thing that we were all having to handle in the same time, in real time, and it was kind of an interesting opportunity.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
So I believe in the phrase that learn from your mistakes, but if you're really going to be wise, you learn from other people's mistakes. So
100%.
what's some thoughts or ideas or business tips or learnings in your 2 years would you put out there to other business owners, maybe brand new business owners, or even business owners that have been fighting the battle and have been around for a while? What are some words of wisdom that you would have to pass on to them?
Oh, well, it's humbling to think that I have all this wisdom to share. So I'll just give what I have. I think the thing that I've realized in starting my own business and showing up constantly is that it's really an inside job. There's a lot of when you're doing what you love and you're doing something that you cared enough to create, there can be, I mean, you love it. There's a very strong connection with yourself and what you've created. And there's nothing more you want in the world than for people to embrace that and to be excited about it. So I think the best piece of wisdom I can offer is to really just stay connected to who you're serving and why you're doing the work you're doing. People say that a lot, find your why, and to really keep going back to it. But I believe that is a very critical part of showing up in the world. And I think when you look at it from a standpoint of who am I serving and who am I here to help, it takes the focus off of what this is doing or not doing for me, which can cause a lot of that center of the world pressure. And it really shifts the focus to who am I here to serve? And that's the important part. If you're selling lip balm, or if you're, whatever the case may be, like, people are connecting with you in some way, shape, or form. So I think keeping your eye on the people that you're serving and why you're doing it is probably the best anchor that we can keep coming back to.
All right, excellent, thank you. So if people want to reach out to you, how do they find you? How's a good way to get a hold of Jill Anderson at Stop Shooting Yourself?
Yes, well, you can find me online. It's very easy. HeyJill.com. My last name Anderson is spelled funky, S-E-N, which most people don't. So I just went with a very quick HeyJill.com. You can connect with me through there. People can book consults with me at 30 minutes, hop on my calendar just through the website. I'm on Instagram periodically at Jill Hey Jill. So LinkedIn is also Jill Anderson. So S-E-N. You can find me there.
Excellent. So I've got one more last question. I'm going to make you think here this morning. So would you share with everybody what inspires you?
I really have learned to stay curious. My husband is excellent at this. He is very natural, curious. He's a naturally curious person. And I have just learned so much about investing in other people and asking questions. So the more that I can engage and learn from other people, I think the older I'm getting, I had a birthday yesterday, so that always makes you think about like where you're at in your life, and I really believe that continuing to grow is inspiring. Like I don't ever want to be stagnant and to just be very routine. So I think too is just asking questions and engaging with people is really, what inspires me most. Listening to new podcasts, trying different books, like it's really, but with that curious, you have to kind of stay in that curious mindset to keep you wanting to keep doing it.
Oh, great stuff. Excellent.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. Well, so we've been talking with Jill Anderson from Stop Shooting Yourself. Yeah. So anybody wants to reach out, well, feel free to reach out to Jill and have a conversation with her. So Jill, very good. Stop sign. I love it.
Yeah, you can get a sticker. I love sending snail mail. So
Excellent. Well, thank you very much, Jill, for your time this morning.
Oh, thanks for having me. This is wonderful.